What's going on, brother? Hope you're good. A little bit of a spontaneous video from me this time around. I actually bought a clamp for my DJI Pocket 3 mini camera. I had to go somewhere with my car and shit, this guy is driving pretty insane. And I thought I would just clamp it, record it, riff it, and see how it turns out. Hopefully it doesn't come out too shaky, but if it does, it is what it is. We're gaining experience. Anyway, I wanted to talk about the most optimal way to train, right? Because I get this question a lot from different guys. Now, coming from someone who is training consistently for 10 years straight, I did bodybuilding type of training, like 5-6 days a week. I then moved into powerlifting, where I was deadlifting a lot, like I did a lot of squats. And through the years, I actually transitioned into endurance training, right? So I like cardio was something I avoided for the longest time. And after I had an incident with my back, I just told myself, okay, this was a sign, and I started running, right? So I ran my first 10K, then moved to like 21K, half marathon, full marathon. I did multiple Spartan races, multiple hyrox races, did some hill running. Like I did a lot of crazy shit, right? But in all that crazy shit and like in all my experience combined, I came to a conclusion, like what would be the most optimal way to train for someone who wants to look good, feel good, be strong, be capable, right? Like an everyday athlete without actually being an athlete, right? Because the clients I mostly work with are business owners, fathers, like guys in their 30s. Like you don't want your whole life to, revolve around training. Obviously, you want training to complement your life, right? To give you the strength, to give you the confidence, the drive, the energy, all that shit, right? So this is how, in my head, an optimal training split would look like. Strength training is the norm. Like those are the basic pillars. You need to train, be willing to train 3 times per week. 4 times is great. Obviously, that one day does make a difference, but 3 times per week is more than enough, right? If you can find the time to train 3 times per week, doing like an upper, lower, upper split or 3 full body sessions, you can change your physique and your life in 6 to 12 months, right? Just doing that and like basic walking steps, and obviously making changes to your nutrition, right? Protein is the most important part. But 3 times per week, but you will always start your training sessions with compound movements first. Why? Because they're gonna give you the biggest bang for your buck. I tell this a lot of the times on social media, like if there were only 5 exercises that I would need to do for the rest of my life, I would do deadlift, squat, overhead presses for my shoulders, dips for my chest and triceps, and pull-ups or chin-ups for my back and biceps. That's it. If you do just that and you progressively overload that shit, you're gonna build an amazing physique, better than 95% of lifters in general or gym goers. I kid you the fuck not. Like that's all you actually need to do. So you always start your training sessions with 2, maybe 3 compound movements, then do some like isolation movements, right? Just to complement your physique. I'm talking, bicep curls, tricep extensions, some lateral raises for your side delts, like just, aesthetic stuff pretty much. And then if you have the time, I would add in 1 or 2 days of like short conditioning, or you can just put conditioning at the end of your workouts, right? So you can do 3 training sessions per week. So strength first, compound movements, then move to isolation to complement your physique, and like finish it with a like 15-minute finisher of let's say like a HIIT type of workout. Maybe you pick 2 exercises, maybe a rower, a ski erg, and you do 3 rounds of 500 meters, right? Like that for me, if you do that shit 3 times per week, not only you will build a great physique, you will build a lot of strength, but you will do a lot for your, a lot for your conditioning as well, because it's good for the heart. I used to be the guy that was 105 kgs. Like, I couldn't run a kilometer or a mile. Like, my conditioning was non-existent. But in the past 3 years, ever since I transitioned into, I started adding a lot of this conditioning aspects to my training. Obviously, while I did all that crazy shit, I feel incredible. I feel better than I ever had. I'm currently sitting at 92 kgs. I am lean, I can go for a run, I can run 10 kilometers without stopping, no problems, whenever I fucking want to. That for me became the new norm, just because I know what it gives me, right? It's not just about looking good, it's also about performing good, feeling good. But you're not gonna feel at your best if your conditioning sucks, right? That's why you gotta do it as well. Now, obviously, if you're a complete beginner, it might be a little bit daunting to, start everything at once. Start with the training, right? Start with strength. And once you get confident, let's say after your first 3 months, just start adding the conditioning in. Start, maybe go for a run, try it out. Run your first 1, 2, 3K until you build the capacity to run 5K. Maybe start adding some conditioning finishers at the end of your workouts. Like, that's all you really need, bro. Like that, if you do just that for 6 to 12 months, you are going to change your fucking life. I kid you not, no doubt, dude. I did it with so many clients, right? But one thing is also important. You need to set yourself up for some goals, right? If you want to lose some weight, set a deadline on it, right? Because it's going to improve your performance, decision making. You're just going to be a lot more productive. See, when you don't have a goal, you're just kind of winging it, right? But when you put a goal in front of you, you're going to put in so much more fucking effort. With every client that I have, I always make milestones. Okay, this is the first milestone that we need to hit. Now this is the second one. This is the second. All right, how much time do you think we would need to get from this to this? All right, this mile. Cool. We always manage expectations. Obviously, you don't wanna, again, put your life in a 180 and do a complete overhaul on just your fitness, but setting goals is important, right? In a smart way, right? And that's pretty much it, dude. That's all I wanted to give you in this video. Set goals, train in a way where you're prioritizing strength, then move into the isolation movements, and then start adding in some conditioning as well. If you do that, you will become like an athlete. You will be an everyday athlete. You will look like one, you will feel like one, you will feel and look absolutely amazing. You don't need to complicate things, right? Because there's so many guys who are training 5-6 days per week. They are over fatigued, they're not growing, they're not making any progress. They're basically just ticking boxes when it comes to going to the gym, and that's a gray zone. That's a dangerous spot. You're not moving anything, you're just moving through the motions, and that shit sucks. Moving through the motions is okay, but you need to reach the goal first before you are deserving of, going through the motions a little bit. Not even me, I don't have a clear goal I don't have a goal set for every single month. I don't. At this point, I don't. I go through seasons, right? When I prepare for an event, I sign up for an event, I go in, I put a lot more effort into my training. When then there's off season, I just enjoy the fruits of my labor, especially through the summer, right? You put me in a little bit more effort before you go on your vacation, so you can then enjoy the summer while you're just maintaining, right? It's not just about pushing it, it's also about enjoying and pulling back when you need to and adapting to certain situations, etc. Managing expectations is so fucking important. I feel like that topic is not talked about a lot, but you need to be aware of it, right? Progress takes as much time as it takes, but you need to always be honest with yourself with how much work you're actually putting in and how much work you can actually put in, right? Because people usually fuck up. They feel miserable when they got too high expectations, they demand too much from themselves, so they fuck up, or they put in less effort than they actually could, and they wind up miserable again, right? So expectations are very important. So again, dude, if you would like a template on how like a 3-day training session would look like, I always share them on my IG account. You came here from IG, just hit me a DM, just write compound movement, and I will send it over. If you're on YouTube, go on my IG, give me a follow, write compound movement or just write split or something, and just ask for it and I will give it to you, right? It's always quality above quantity, right? Always be willing to do quality work, always do everything with intention, and you're going to make a lot of fucking progress. You're going to build an amazing physique, great confidence, great drive, amazing energy, and that's pretty much it, right? So I just came to my destination, came to my gym, need to take my shit up. So yeah, dude, that's pretty much it. You need anything from me, let me fucking know, give me a follow, and yeah, let's create some amazing gains.